Hey, how's it going? I'm Jude Hotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. Let's look at the chart for today. Hope you are having a powerful week. This is a week to clear out all the junk. Be really cognizant of what you're clearing out for the eclipse that's coming up on Saturday, the 30th. This eclipse, this moon is going to move into Taurus, and the eclipse is going to happen at 10 degrees, but it's in Pisces today at the last bit of Pisces, as it'll move into Aries and later tonight. And all this Pisces energy is wanting us to be in touch with our deepest spiritual truth, our deepest soul truth. It's wanting us to be in touch with divine love and unconditional compassion for ourselves. This Pisces Taurus energy is this beautiful energy, really. Everything is shadow and light, though. Taurus could be just wanting you to work, and it not really being for soul, it only being for money, it only being for fame, status, hierarchy, the old paradigm. Or it can be like building and growing something that's of soul and heart, and that is meant to transform humanity, to raise humanity out of darkness into light, that we're all ascending in humanity together. This is this golden era that we get to live this time. Mercury's at 26 degrees today, talking to us about our values, and Mercury's going to be going retrograde soon, so we want to prepare for that. Pluto's going to be going retrograde at the end of this week. So again, we want to prepare for what needs to die away this week, because that's what we need to do this week. Let everything die away that's meant to. Let everything, every part of yourself, every ego identity, every old story, old parts of your story, things you didn't recognize as stories but really were, that are holding you back and keeping you stuck, and letting them die away and fall away. Mars at 8 degrees of Pisces is wanting us to take action on what's spiritual and commit to our sacred calling in this life, and to move forward on that. The moon is going to be having a lot of emotions around, and a lot of sensitivities, and just softer, more gentle emotions around our purpose and our connection to divine love. It's very empathetic. It blends into everything. All this Pisces energy can blend into everything. It's very empathetic. It's very sensitive. And Venus is sextiling Pluto, and is wanting us to check in with our power. And if our power is coming from a place of love, from self-worth, from knowing that our worth comes from the inside out. And has a semi-sextile to Saturn and Aquarius, which is asking us to check in with what we're committed to, and if it's the right things, because Venus can be committed and stay dogged on the things that are not really of our heart, but just feed, like appease and placate us and our escapes. So we want to be aware of that. The North Node, we're always building and growing. If you're in the psychologizing or up into really a lot of undercurrents and dramas and psychodynamics, and a lot of the trying to figure out things, that's the Scorpio South Node. The polarization, the lack of boundaries, or the too many boundaries, that's the Scorpio South Node. That's what you want to move away from. And there's a square there asking us to make commitments for the betterment of humanity. This Uranus and Taurus is asking us to really disconnect from everything that's not of our highest value and self-worth. These days, this week leading up, are about really shedding what's in our way of moving forward, of what's in our way of living the dream life, the new life, the life of being a spiritual entrepreneur, soulpreneur from soul, that is doing something for humanity that's much bigger and grander than this earthly plane, that is about being connected to yourself as a galactic citizen, being connected to your guides and the other beings, that you come from other planets, that this is not just about this earthly plane. It's about all of us ascending into love consciousness, into a higher state, everyone waking up that can and that's willing to. And it's about letting go of this Mars energy that is this warrior, because being a warrior is easy. Like Chiron's and Aries, it's easy to be a warrior. It's easier to go fight for something. You think it's not, but most people have a really easy time going to fight for something. I was seeing a canyon up on a hillside, and just it was really obvious how the battles went down at that time in history, and just how it wasn't how it's easy to go into war. It's not easy to be in the divine love state and to stay in your highest place of compassion for yourself, for everything that you do. Taurus is about valuing yourself, valuing everything you do, and not making what you do depend on status, state, on other people's version of success and what other people want you to do. Abna Laka, she who battles, justice, fierce, commitment. She's got her sword down by her side, so she doesn't need to battle if she doesn't need to. She has a white dress on, so there's no bloodshed, but she can take care of herself. She's in her power, and she doesn't let anyone abuse power over her. And she doesn't battle unnecessarily, but she's able to stand in her strength and to take care of herself as she needs to. And it's really trusting this journey of life and knowing that we respond to challenge as it occurs. Valara, she who flies, dare, reach, do. And that's what it's really asking you is this, what's this new 18 years that's coming up? We have a new 12-year cycle and a new 18-year cycle coming up in May that we're starting. So it's like, what do you want to cut away from and what do you want to carry into the new life? We have Futara, she who divines, future choice judgment. And it's really about seeing if you can connect to your future self, connect to your what you want to live in the future and that experience, and being in those emotions right now, being in those experiences right now, those vibes, those actions, those energies, those behaviors, those friendships. Geneva, she who radiates. So she's just very much really in the stance of power, knowing, ambition, confidence. She has ambition, she has confidence, she's going out into the world for what matters for her. And she's really embedded in what matters for her. She's really in that place of understanding and connected to it so that it drives her and it motivates her. Blue, she who once loved, it's like letting go of all the sorrows and the grief and like going through that grief, letting it go, and allowing it, facing it so that you're not pushing it down and also not staying in it and marinating in it, trying something new. Uranus and Taurus wants us to try new things and innovate on every level, on material level, in our psyche, in our soul, in our spiritual gig bag, the tools that we use, one step at a time. That this is Taurus energy and Taurus season. It's building one step at a time. It just plods, it just does, it just goes, it just keeps going. It's not like all at once and then kind of fizzles out like Aries. It's not many things, and then maybe doing nothing really of substance like Sagittarius. It's just plodding towards the destination, continually believing in it, knowing it. Forgive, it's about acceptance and accepting what is. Sometimes accepting what is when none of it is what you want can be an interesting place to be in, but it's like to make peace with what is the only way to have the life force energy to make something different. And a lot of it is the tangles in the mind. That's why coaching is so profound, managing your mind, doing that work. So sending you so much love. I hope this is serving you. The podcast is up. There's an amazing podcast for today, so I hope you check it out, the Light Goddess Podcast. The link's below. Please subscribe and like so more women can find this, so I can keep this going and really just make this better and better every day. These readings are only going to get more tangible, more helpful, and more powerful as we go along here. Really appreciate you being here. If you could share it with somebody. The Light Goddess Sisterhood is open. The link's below. It's really easy to stay on sacred calling when you have other people, other women around you that are on sacred calling too. It's really easy to stay strong when you have other women around you who are strong and staying strong, and that we all support each other. And that's what Light Goddess Sisterhood is about. We have ceremonies coming up and connection calls. There's so much goodness there. So I'm sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you on the next daily.